This is Shea Irish with All You Can Read College Hoops, and I am joined by Quinnipiac's Rihards Vavers, who just finished his freshman season for the MAAC Regular Season Champions. Rihards, first off, congrats on a great season, and I want to thank you for giving me some of your time to do this interview.
Of course.
All right, so jumping in, you were a native of Latvia, and you had the opportunity to play for the Latvian National Team in multiple FIBA events before you ever even stepped foot on a college floor. How do you think the experience you gained in those settings helped to prepare you to make an impact at the Division I level right away?
Uh, those first years, 18U and 19U was the first time I got a chance to play with the national team because previously they had a pretty good lineup, so I wasn't invited to the tryout. So it was definitely a great experience because my 19U year I actually played up a year, so I got to play with some great talent from Latvia, and it definitely helped me improve and translate to the game of Division I level.
And when I think of famous Latvian-born players, Kristaps Porzingis definitely comes to mind. Is there any part of your game that you try to emulate after him, or maybe even another player from your home country that you think your game resembles?
I think Kristaps is a different position for me, and his play style doesn't really match mine. But there is a Latvian that definitely catches eye, and that's Davis Bertans. He's with Charlotte Hornets now, so I think his game resembles some mine because of his shooting abilities, and that's something I'm great at. So I think Davis definitely is somebody I can look after Latvia. Yeah.
Yeah, and that transitions well into my next question because for you at 6'7", you display a really high level of shot making ability,
Mm-hmm.
one that certainly caught my eye and impressed me when I watched you a few times this year. Is that something you've always possessed in your skill set? And what has been the biggest factor for you in becoming such a great shooter?
Um, I think confidence is something I had to uh, get used to because I played high school basketball at BC Archbishop Carroll, and before that, I wasn't really a shooter. I was more like a role player,
Hmm.
and the coach at Carroll definitely helped me open my confidence and just let it go when it catches my hands. Because before that, I didn't really know I could shoot like that. So my sophomore year at Carroll definitely opened up the perspective of how good of a shooter I am, and just get the confidence to shoot every time I see it opening.
Definitely. And speaking of your high school career, coming out of the DC, you weren't heavily recruited. From
Mm-hmm.
outlets on the internet, it seems like you just had three offers in Drexel, Binghamton, and then of course Quinnipiac.
Mm-hmm.
Does that put a chip on your shoulder at all? And then ultimately, what made you commit to play for the Bobcats?
Um, uh, it didn't really put a chip on my shoulder because I just knew from day one if I put the work in, then all I need is really one opportunity. So, like, if you look at John Moran, he only had Murray State, and all it took him was that school to have a look at him, and now he's in the NBA. So, I think having those only few options is better for me, just because I see somebody that actually sees something in me. So, Quinnipiac was definitely the choice for me because when I came on a visit, it felt like a family. They took care of me, and yeah, just the players over here, they're like family, and coaches, their perspective of my game and how they want to use me is great. So it wasn't really a hard choice for me to make.
For sure, I like that Job Morant example.
Yeah.
Transitioning into your freshman season with Quinnipiac, you averaged 7.9 points per game. You had 6 games with at least three-pointers made. And, you really helped a team that won their first MAAC regular season championship in program history.
Yeah.
For you personally, what was it like to be a part of a team that made history like that?
It's great, man. Like, as I said, this group was like family, and
Hmm.
it just like every time I stepped out on the court, it just felt like I was playing with my guys. And then Coach P took care of us this year, and it was just a great run. Like before even the year started, like me and Amari Tice, like we talked about it, like we felt like this was a team. Unfortunately, we didn't get the chance to go to the tournament, but um, getting a regular season chip for the first time in school history definitely feels great. And this is just a stepping stone of what we want to do next year. Like next year is a big opportunity for us, and I think we definitely have a chance to go to the tournament.
Yeah, and you kind of hinted at that. My next question, where I was going to mention, you guys fall just short. You fall to
Yeah.
St. Peter's in the MAAC semis, unfortunately. But like you said, you guys are set to return a lot next year. You got Amari Tice coming back, Paul Otieno, Alexis Reyes, and Doug Young are probably coming back
Hmm.
as well, along with yourself. Why will next season finally be the year the Bobcats go dancing for the first time ever?
I think we finally have a bond, and something that teams hasn't had before over here. I feel like, and I think next year can be a great opportunity for us, especially playing with the same guys that I did last year. And we have a great group of freshmen coming in next year. One of them actually signed, and yeah, I think next year we'll be there.
Love it. Bobcat fans will definitely want to see that. So now you're in the off season, obviously. You had a great freshman season, showed that you can shoot the ball from all over the place, but what are you focusing on now to, improve your game as you head into 2024-25?
Yeah, just having more all around game. Not only shooting, but putting it on the floor, driving to the basket. I think the biggest thing for me is adding more weight and balancing my body out so I can, you know, score on all three levels and also defense, add some more on defense. So yeah, that's my main goal.
Yeah. And playing Division 1 basketball is really a grind. Can you kind of give us a little insight into a normal day for you in the off season as far as, a little weight training, working on your game? Like what does it look like for you?
Mm-hmm. I usually wake up. I have classes before my practices. Have class in the morning, usually 2 or 1, and then right after the class, I come to the gym. We have workouts that we usually do before our lifts. Usually work out with Coach Ace, or we play pickup with our teammates now. And then we have a off-season lift that goes for like hour and 15, where we just get in and get the work done. And then usually I come in later that night to get some shots up or get my free throws in or just work on something. But it's just always a grind.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, last question for you, and I'll get you out of here. If you could pick one dish and one dish only, tell us what is a must-try Latvian food?
There's a lot, man. All I can say is whenever I go to my grandma, she always hooks me up. It's not a specific dish for me, man. It's whatever my grandma hooks me up with, then I have to go with that.
I feel you on that. My grandma's the same way. Anything she makes is great. All right, Rihards, I want to thank you once again for your time today and wish you the
Of
best of luck
course.
going forward in your basketball career.
Thank you so much.